All right. We live? Yes, we're live. Impromptu Monday afternoon Q4 Q&A marketing session. So the plan is to run this live broadcast for a hot minute and answer any and all Q4 marketing questions that you guys might have. We are literally days away from the month of October starting. And the minute the month of October starts, we have to be all systems go. We have got to be ready to start marketing. So the idea is to do a live Q&A here. Any Q4 questions you have, ask, and I will answer them. I will do my measured best to answer them. And for those of you guys that don't know, I'll start it out on the top and just say broadly that more art is traditionally sold in the fourth quarter, in the last 3 months of the year, October, November, December, than at any other time all year long. And as weird of an economic malaise we've sort of been in recently, things economically speaking do look like they're improving. We've got the stock market at an all-time high. The economic data says in years in which you have the stock market in an all-time high, and it is not an election year, right? Because this is not an election year, so we don't have to deal with all of that nonsense. It usually turns out to be a very good retail buying season. 85, I think 86%, 85, 86%, something like that, of the years in which the stock market was at a record high saw very, very strong Q4 sales. So very good stuff in that capacity. What I've been covering on a lot of these live broadcasts is just how to get yourself in shape, how to get things ready. If you guys have not seen any of those, if you check out the podcast, and I'll hide that comment, get it out of the way. If you check out the podcast, I did one episode that's Ready, Set, Q4, your 70-day marketing sales boot camp. I did another one, why your art isn't selling on an Instagram and what to do about it. And I'm going to continue covering topics that will just get you guys ready, get you prepared to have an absolutely epic Q4, because that is the goal. That is the ball game. It is the one time of year where you owe it to yourself to shift the balance of your marketing, of your time, let's just say. I find that most artists, and yes, Stephanie, the podcast is totally available in the UK. It's available anywhere. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcasts. It's called the Art Marketing Podcast, and it's good. It will get you guys in shape. And I find that by and large, if I honestly poll the majority of you, okay, and our art storefronts customers are a little bit different because, let's be honest, we encourage, harass, and bribe you to market all year long because we know that's what the number one thing that you guys all need. But for the majority of artists, your energies are usually 90 to 95% spent in the creation zone and maybe 5% spent in the marketing zone. And my strong argument, my wish for you guys is this is the one time a year where you have to create a little bit less and you have to market a little bit more. The steps that you guys take from now in the run up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday are literally, it's the most important time of the year for people to know that you are a working artist, you are a working creator, and you have creations for sale. Okay. Oftentimes, what is going to be determined whether or not you win or lose in this season is just letting people know you exist and have things for sale. And I think the majority of the year, you can spend more time creating and doing what you want to do and not marketing as much, although, I always want you guys marketing more. But this particular run up, you guys, to Black Friday, Cyber Monday is the time where you have to let people know you exist, okay? So I want to answer any and all questions you guys have about Q4 marketing. If you don't have any questions, I'm perfectly comfortable just ranting away. But if you do have questions, whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on Facebook or whether you're watching on Instagram, you can just leave a comment. I will be more than happy to answer it. Get into depth about your particular situation, because I do think it can be helpful, extremely helpful, to hear actual marketing strategies and techniques and tactics that you can do based on other artists, what they're doing, right? Which is hugely helpful. And I want to kick it off talking about your email list. I'm also going to get a podcast out on how to contemplate your email list this particular Q4, because pretty much in all instances, I find most people neglect sort of the gardening of the email list, which is just, where do you have emails Are they all on one list? And do you have the ability to email those folks? Oftentimes, you guys have emails scattered all over the place. Some of them are in your business account. Some of them are in Instagram direct messages. Some of them are in messenger links. Some of them are in text messages. Some of them are in receipts. And maybe the receipts have not been processed and you haven't taken the time to actually get them all on one list. Now is the time to start doing that activity. Now is 100% the time to do this activity. In addition to that, now is the time where we can cheat a little bit. And I want all of you guys to cheat a little bit. And what do I mean by cheat a little bit? Okay. I mean, this time of year is where you phone a friend. Okay. This is the one time of year in Q4, the run up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where it is totally okay to throw some friends and family in an email and say, hey guys, I'm really trying to sell my art this Q4. If you could just recommend me to anyone, okay, that you potentially know that's moved or is rebuilding their house, or anyone that you can share my art with, I would be hugely and eternally grateful. Or you can just include them on one of your regular email broadcasts, right? And I talk all the time about this notion of effective frequency and how important effective frequency is. Effective frequency, it's a made-up marketing term. I don't even know who made it up. But the idea is that someone, a potential buyer, okay, and this goes for all of us as consumers too, they have to be exposed, okay, to your art, your creations, a certain number of times before they're capable of making a buying decision. Okay. They're not going to just see your art one time and that's going to be enough to get them to purchase. Okay. They need to see it 10, 15, 20, 37. Who knows what the exact number is? And it almost doesn't even matter. What matters is just the takeaway. You need people to be exposed to your art, let's just say 7 to 10 times, in order for them to be receptive enough to make a buying decision. Okay. That is just how it goes. And when you think about that, it makes you realize you can't just show up 2 weeks before Black Friday or Cyber Monday, which are the huge just commerce weeks. It's not like turned into like a month. It's basically like Halloween happens and people are just buying nonstop all the way in the run up till Christmas. It used to be civilized in this country, in which, you know, we would get through these holiday months or crazy seasons are changing, kids back to school, all the various different things. Then we would know we'd get through Thanksgiving and then the day after the sales start. Well, now that's gone out the window. Now things are basically on sale from the middle of October all the way till Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then all the way till Christmas. It's just how retail is moved in this country over the last like 10 or 15 years. So now is absolutely the time where you guys got to realize that you need to have an effective frequency, 7 to 10 to 15 to 20. People need to know you exist. People need to know that you are an artist, you are a photographer, you are a creator that has creations for sale. They are not going to find out on their own. You guys have got to go on offense. You have to let people know you exist, okay? And I love talking about the email list first because that is such a great way to do it and is so often neglected. Like, you don't have to overthink this or overcomplicate it or overanalyze it or make it difficult, okay? How many emails did you send in the month of September? Whatever that number is, up the dosage, okay? Send a few more. You guys can send 1 to 2 emails a week for the entire month of October, and that's good enough. That will be good enough to start getting way more attention, way more eyeballs on your art than you do at any other time all year long. Right? I find that like most people are like get freaked out and they get worried, like, oh my gosh, I got to come up with this big marketing strategy. And yes, a great marketing strategy helps, but I will settle for you guys letting people know you exist and that you have creations for sale. Okay. If you do that enough times between now and then, okay, between now and the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, when we have these sales, when we encourage you to run these sales, when we teach you to run these sales, you are going to do fantastic. Okay. You are going to do significantly better than you do all year long. All right. So any questions about any of these things, you can leave comments. I'm more than happy to answer, more than happy to drill into any of your individual situations. As I stated on the podcast, I totally recommend, if you guys have not seen these, and this is like the first time that, you know, you've seen one of these broadcasts or whatever, I've got 2 really good episodes on here. The podcast is called the Art Marketing Podcast, and you can see it. I got to get these things out of the way. You see it there. There's the logo. You just search Art Marketing Podcast. It comes up on any of the search engines. And I want you guys to focus on the Ready Set Q4, your 70-day art sales boot camp. And I want you to focus on why your art isn't selling on Instagram. That is a general lesson on how you can get your Instagram profile tuned up ahead of Q4. I'm going to be releasing another one this week that's going to cover in depth some strategies you can start using on email that 100% of you guys can use. Okay. If you're customers, you're obviously going to get a ton of this internally. If you're not a customer and you just follow our accounts or you listen to the podcast, I'm going to go into in-depth tactical things you can do right now ahead of Q4. Okay. To get your digital house in order so you guys can absolutely rock this Q4. And if you are thinking about signing up for Art Storefronts and you've not done so, and you're wondering if it would be a good fit, highly recommend you go and get a demo. You know, our team can have you up online, ability to take credit cards, ability to fulfill orders, and anyone that signs up, I think certainly at the end of this month, you get 3 free months of Copilot. And Copilot is a marketing automation service. So you can do that. There's links all over the website. There's links in our bio. There's links everywhere. But for everyone else, just get in the mindset, you guys. Less time creating and more time marketing. More time letting people know that you exist and you have incredible creations to sell. Now is the time to focus on that. Now is the time to start doing it. And I'm telling you, if you do, you guys will end up having a great, great, great Q4. So more content to come. I'm going to do more lives talking about individual strategies. I'll audit some of your guys' Instagram profiles. I'll talk about what the anatomy of a well-run sale, all the moving pieces, when to do what, how to structure it, what language to use. But effective frequency, you guys. People need to see your creation 7 to 10 times before they're going to be ready to make a buying decision. Okay. We'll also get into incredible detail about your lineups and what your lineup should look like, how you should price your items, how important it is to have a range of pricing. We'll cover a ton of that content as well as we get closer and closer to Q4. But I'm really excited. I genuinely I'm very, very optimistic. We have had 2 dumpy years, okay, in the US and in this economy. Especially for art sales in the last 2 years previous. And I think it's time. It can't stay like this forever. We're seeing very, very good economic data. We're already seeing an uptick across our customer sites. So I think this Black Friday, this Cyber Monday, this Q4 is going to be huge. And I want all of you guys to win. So that is the game plan. Look for all those things to come. I'll be doing more and more of these sessions. Any questions that you have about anything in your marketing stack, what you're working on, is this a good idea? Should I try that? All you got to do is leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to help look into your individual situations. And that is the game plan. So on that note, have a great rest of your Monday. Appreciate you guys all and have an absolutely wonderful week. And it's about to be October. Game on, you guys.